Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. Well, yet another United States bank has failed, or technically it's on the cusp of failing, but look at the headline from Reuters. And this headline's from yesterday, but it was updated a couple hours ago, and this is really the latest news that we have on this. But the headline is FDIC prepares to place First Republic under receivership. Yes, that's First Republic Bank. And what's been fascinating is that crypto markets seem to not give a damn. I can tell you this, XRP sure as hell doesn't care. The price of XRP over the course of this discussion over the last roughly 24 hours, the price of XRP has just been trending upwards, just like la-di-da, don't give a damn. And it's so fascinating to see, in the face of this news, which, if this were the first bank failure news, of the year, then XRP and everything else would have been tanking on down. Because you remember what it was like within the last couple months, as we had 3 other banks fail. What were they? Let's see if I can remember the names of them. There's Silicon Valley Bank, there was a Signature Bank, and I think the other one was Silvergate. If memory, that's a bank, right? Did I get that right? You guys tell me in the comment section below. I think I got that right. But either way, they're going to be forgotten in the future anyway. Why not just forget them now? But anyway, I think those are the 3. So we've got about a 4th to happen. And some might say, okay, well, market's not responding, to the downside because it hasn't technically failed yet. And I'm like, come on. Buy the rumor, sell the news, son. Hadn't you learned anything yet? When you find out the information, that's when markets act, and then when the thing ultimately happens, that's when markets just don't give a damn. So there was that, and there's also this silly ass headline. I got a couple things to say about this. This is from the Crypto Basic. Is XRP primed for a 30,000% surge? Analyst weighs it, but. Yeah, a couple things to say. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, as I record this video, XRP is at 48 cents, and in case anybody's interested, it is 11:49 a.m. Central Standard Time, April 29th, so that's Saturday. I had to look at my phone here real quick just to make sure I'm getting that right. But anyway, so XRP at 48 cents, Bitcoin at 29,441 bucks. And yeah, so again, over the last 24 hours, that's why, like I said at the outset of the video, XRP does not care about failing banks currently, up over 3% over the last 24 hours. Market cap for the asset class, 1.23 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance 46.3%. So the dominance has just been moving more or less sideways for at least the last 30 days. And you got the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 64 out of 100, meaning that the market is backing greed. Oh, a bank is about to collapse? We don't care. We are greedy. Awesome. Hey, love to see it. Love to see it. Although I'm not convinced that, when terrible news will hit, I'm not convinced that, the crypto asset class is actually going to consistently behave differently than risk-off assets or something like that. If there's something that's going to trigger the stock market to go down, just in a general sense, you can expect crypto to. And I don't know if it's always going to be like that, but in 2023, that's what's most reasonable to suspect. I just think as far as the banks go, it just seems like people are kind of used to the news. Isn't that kind of weird, though? That investors out there are just used to bank failures. Like, well, we got through the first 3, and I guess we're fine. So what's one more, right? Because crypto markets didn't even flinch in the face of all this. But so is XRP primed for a 30,000% surge? No. The answer is absolutely no. I don't even need to read the article. So here's what I did. I went to I just Googled the percentage increase calculator. I found one, and I plugged in some numbers here. And so initial value, 48 cents, because that's about what the price of XRP is right now. And I typed in increase of 30,000%. That would give an XRP price of $144.48. That would also give XRP a market cap of 7.3 trillion, a little over that actually. So well over 2 times the all-time high of the crypto market cap for the entire asset class. So I'm not saying that price couldn't happen in the future, and I'm not making price predictions either. I'm just saying if you're talking about in the short term, a surge to that, the only people that will fall for something like this is people that are brand new to crypto and don't know a damn thing and don't understand how much money has to flow in for that to happen, what the timelines might be. But as far as ultimately having an individual cryptocurrency, maybe it's XRP having a market cap of over 7.3 trillion, that doesn't sound wacky to me in the least. But I don't know for sure if it will happen for XRP. It's like the idea of that doesn't sound crazy, but I mean, you could be talking a very, very, very long time period. Now, the good news is, as crypto continues to be adopted, it continues to be adopted at an exponential pace. So the rate of increase, is increasing, and that's good. And we've seen that, for 14 years now, despite major drawdowns in the crypto asset class. So I don't make price predictions. I don't know where XRP is going to be in 10, 20, 30 years. If you're talking way out in the future, something like that doesn't sound wacky, but what we want, it's not even just the high price that is so tantalizing me. It's the fact that there's so little money in it right now. I don't care what the price is as much in a general sense, because there's a lot of factors that play into that, including, supply and the circulating supply. I get that. But to me, it's like, given that there's so little money in the asset right now, what's going to happen when you have more crazy increase in demand? What does that mean for the multiplier effect in terms of the increase? Because that's what matters to me. The people that are, making plays like, buying, from whatever it is. Like, for instance, my average XRP buying price, I think it's around 25 cents. So, if you're talking about going from that to just make up a number, $10, well, that's way better than, if you're buying in at $100 XRP and then selling it at $144 XRP. That's not even a twofold increase. So I'm stating that to illustrate the point that the lower the prices, that's more, because there's less money in it, that's what makes it more attractive. So by the time it reaches those price levels, I'm not going to give a damn. I will be out. I'm just saying. I just feel like some people that are new to crypto don't seem to get that concept. So it's not to dash hopes. There's tons of reason to be hopeful. I think that XRP is going to be worth an absolute fortune compared to where it is right now. I'm just saying that, we're the fortunate ones that are aware of it right now, but most people are never going to be rich from crypto. I've been saying that for years on end. And again, that's not to be a Debbie Downer. I'm excited because I do recognize that the everyday person can achieve life-changing wealth in crypto. I just don't think that most people have enough knowledge to do that, have sufficient patience, can control their emotions, and a whole, other things that I've been discussing for years. Because what causes that level of success? Let's just say it's a dynamic ecosystem. And then as far as the bank failing, so take a look at this again. Here's the headline from Reuters. FDIC prepares to place First Republic under receivership. The U.S. Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, is preparing to place First Republic Bank under receivership imminently, a person familiar with the matter said on Friday, sending shares of the lender down nearly 50% in extended trading. The U.S. banking regulator decided the troubled regional lender's position has deteriorated, and there is no more time to pursue a rescue through the private sector, the source told Reuters, requesting anonymity because the matter is confidential. And by the way, I want to mention this too because this is hilarious. You all are aware of inverse Kramer at this point, which is, it's just this idea that whatever financial position Jim Cramer states makes sense, just take the opposite of that and you will do well. But if you take what he literally is advising, no, not going to do so well. So here's a tweet shared by somebody on Twitter. It's from Jim Cramer, March 10th of this year. And he simply wrote, FRC is new focus, very good bank. And here you go. And that's First Republic Bank, of course. FRC, that's just the ticker symbol, FRC. So First Republic Bank. And then it shows right under that tweet, what has happened to the stock price since then? And oh my God, it's hilarious. How is he consistently this wrong? Think about, Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers, and all that. In 2008, during the financial collapse, he said that you're just being silly. Oh, Bear Stearns is fine. You're just being silly. I remember him using that word. And no, absolutely. He couldn't be more wrong about everything. Which, by the way, it makes me happy that he says that XRP is a giant con because he's wrong about just about everything. But it gets even more ridiculous because Jim Cramer, as reported by Watcher Guru, says Jim Cramer says the collapse of First Republic Bank could mark the end of the banking crisis. And it is imminent. The collapse is imminent. That's what's being reported here. But does that mean the end of the banking crisis? Well, now I'm concerned it's going to get much worse. Just as Attorney John Deaton stated here, he retweeted that and said, it must just be starting. Sadly, that makes sense. But let's dig in a little bit further and get some more perspective. So here's an article from the Daily Huddle. Bitcoin to take another leg up as trillions could potentially go into saving First Republic Bank. Arthur Hayes. And I found this topic to be interesting because as I cited at the very outset of this video, XRP and really the entire crypto asset class doesn't give a damn that this bank is just imminently effed, right? It just, the broader crypto space, just investors in general, is like, yeah, okay, it's another bank, whatever. So does that mean that as things get worse, and what if the dollar deteriorates? Does that mean that Bitcoin's going to keep moving to the upside and all of crypto and so on and so forth? I'm not so convinced of that, but it just seems to me like people just are getting used to banks, failing here. But when it comes to how investors are treating the crypto asset class, I don't think that an anecdotal incident like this, would reasonably represent a change in the trend. I don't think that makes sense. Article reads as follows. BetMEX co-founder and crypto veteran Arthur Hayes is predicting Bitcoin is going to rally on the latest U.S. banking troubles. Hayes tells his 376,200 Twitter followers that he believes the current uncertainty around First Republic Bank will likely cause the Federal Reserve to inject more liquidity into the market, which could send risk assets like Bitcoin higher. And folks, by the way, I'll just note here that this is hilarious because you're talking about increasing the Federal Reserve's balance sheet, and then at the same time, what have we been seeing recently anyway? We'll see if the Fed doesn't, after the next FOMC meeting, but what have we been seeing? We've been seeing rate hikes. And the purpose of rate hikes is to, decrease in the rate of inflation and ultimately get it back to where it should be, or historically has been, mostly over the last couple decades, right? So when you inject money, you're doing the opposite of that. It's just, my God. I'm telling you, if the federal government were your employee, you would fire them. I'm just saying. Peace continues. Hayes says with a possible Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation takeover of First Republic Bank due to its financial uncertainty, the feds may expand the emergency bank loan program it established last month in a move to save ailing banks. The Bank Term Funding Program offers one-year loans with the intention of easing liquidity pressures and helping banks cover depositors. Some have estimated this could result in up to $2 trillion in liquidity based on the number of banks that could use it. According to Hayes, certain loan collateral requirements limit the financial help the federal program can offer First Republic, but Hayes believes this may prompt the feds to expand the program eligibility requirements, resulting in more market liquidity. Exactly. It's the same concept. I brought this up the other day, talking about the debt ceiling increase, which just is a fake thing, because anytime you hit the debt ceiling, you just increase it, and then bam, it's like it doesn't exist. So it might as well not exist. And so here you have clear boundaries in terms of what can be done by the Fed. So you just change the rules, just do whatever, and then bam, money printer, and send it out there into the ecosystem, and everything's fine, right? That's the way this is all being treated. But here's the quote from Arthur Hayes. Another Friday, another U.S. bank on the brink of being deaded by the FDIC. The issue with FRC is that their balance sheet has few treasuries and a lot of other dog S-word like commercial real estate loans, which are not eligible collateral for the Bank Term Funding Program. Therefore, unless some Muppet bank decides to bail out FRC, expect over the weekend the Bank Term Funding Program is expanded to allow other types of loans to be eligible to be swapped for freshly printed dollars, United States dollars. And then Bitcoin will take another leg up as another few $1 trillion are added to the tab. Money printer go burr. I can't do the little rolling R thing, so I just said burr like it's cold. It's so cold outside. So as far as what it's going to do for Bitcoin, all I can say is, like, to this point, markets don't seem to care. I mean, I personally don't care. My stance. Like, I just don't respond to this stuff. When the price goes down, I was like, ooh, I'm excited. If got some extra money, fine. I'll just throw some extra money, purchase some crypto. Why the hell not? But in terms of what it's going to do for everybody else that just makes important financial decisions based on emotion, yet to be seen. But man, it's just crazy. Because he's probably right. That's the thing. If the rules aren't what would suit the federal government in a given moment, you just change the rules, then you just do what you want anyway. Perfect. Problem solved. You just wash your hands of that, right? It's going to be interesting here, but in terms of the potential upside, like, I don't know what happens in the short term. I never do, but big picture, that part seems a little bit more clear, don't you think? Just however long it takes, just broadly speaking, a much larger crypto asset class. Individual cryptocurrencies with multi-trillion-dollar market caps. That's coming at some point, which is why I was saying a little bit earlier, although I think it's bonkers to talk about in the short term, $144 XRP. If you're talking over a very long period of time, I don't know what cryptos might get there. There may very well be a handful of cryptos that have multi-trillion-dollar market caps that are in that range. And given the the first mover advantage, not literally but among the first for XRP, it's not crazy to think that in a very mature asset class you could have something like that. But by the time you get up to that point, it's like that's not as exciting, and I'm not going to hold all the way to that. I'm going to be out way before that, and then when the market tanks, because inevitably it will after XRP or any asset hits price discovery way too quick, way too fast, then it craters back down, and that's when I'd be interested in going back in. And whatever I purchase back, it's going to be a pittance compared to what I hold now, no doubt. But I will have already made what I wanted to make, so it won't matter. But still, the best way to accumulate life-changing wealth when it comes to investing, in my opinion, it still stands. It's investing in crypto. And it's also risky. It's definitely very risky. So many people lose everything because they don't know what the hell they're doing. They can't control their emotions, but it doesn't mean the opportunity isn't there. It most certainly is. And it sure as hell is there for XRP. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.